War is harmful, not only to the conquered but to the conqueror. Whoever wants peace among nations must seek to limit the state and its influence most strictly. Whoever wishes peace among peoples must fight statism. The worst evils which mankind has ever had to endure were inflicted by bad governments. If some peoples pretend that history or geography gives them the right to subjugate other races, nations, or peoples, there can be no peace. Peace and not war is the father of all things. If men do not now succeed in abolishing war, civilization and mankind are doomed. War prosperity is like the prosperity that an earthquake or a plague brings. Many who are self-taught far excel the doctors, masters, and bachelors of the most renowned universities. The philosophy of protectionism is a philosophy of war. The root of the evil is not the construction of new, more dreadful weapons. It is the spirit of conquest. Men are fighting because they are convinced that the extermination of adversaries is the only means of promoting their own well-being. A lasting order cannot be established by bayonets. To defeat the aggressors is not enough to make peace durable. The main thing is to discard the ideology that generates war. Society has arisen out of the works of peace. The essence of society is peacemaking. Manufacturing and commercial monopolies owe their origin not to a tendency immanent in a capitalist economy but to governmental interventionist policy directed against free trade and laissez-faire. Sovereignty must not be used for inflicting harm on anyone, whether citizen or foreigner. Only one thing can conquer war, that attitude of mind which can see nothing in war but destruction and annihilation. If history could teach us anything, it would be that private property is inextricably linked with civilization. Economically considered, war and revolution are always bad business. Human civilization is not something achieved against nature, it is rather the outcome of the working of the innate qualities of man. Wars of aggression are popular nowadays with those nations convinced that only victory and conquest could improve their material well-being. The state can be and has often been in the course of history the main source of mischief and disaster. Innovation is the whim of an elite before it becomes a need of the public. The attainment of the economic aims of man presupposes peace. War can really cause no economic boom, at least not directly, since an increase in wealth never does result from destruction of goods. Modern society, based as it is on the division of labor, can be preserved only under conditions of lasting peace. All rational action is in the first place individual action. Only the individual thinks. Only the individual reasons. Only the individual acts. He who is unfit to serve his fellow citizens wants to rule them. Once the principle is admitted that it is the duty of the government to protect the individual against his own foolishness, no serious objections can be advanced against further encroachments. The Marxians' love of democratic institutions was a stratagem only, a pious fraud for the deception of the masses. Within a socialist community there is no room left for freedom. Every socialist is a disguised dictator. Socialism is an alternative to capitalism as potassium cyanide is an alternative to water. He who only wishes and hopes does not interfere actively with the course of events and with the shaping of his own destiny. The masses do not like those who surpass them in any regard. The average man envies and hates those who are different.